Johannesburg, reaching at least 20,000 learners with the aim of promoting interest in orchestral music amongst young people through education and community engagement programs. That's the Johannesburg Philharmonic Orchestra's educational program for the youth. The program will see the JPO nurture and prepare young music learners to perform alongside the orchestra in various musical genres. To tell us more, we're joined by CEO and Artistic Director of the Johannesburg and KwaZulu-Natal Philharmonic Orchestras, Bongani Tembe. Mr. Tembe, a very good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live. Hi, Mr. Tembe. Good morning to you. Welcome. Hi, Mr. Bongani Tembe. Please indicate if you can hear me. And please unmute your device, sir, if you're able to hear me.
What's going on here?
All right. Now we can hear you. We can hear you. Can you hear me, sir?
I can barely hear you.
Okay, all right. Now, please give us a background into the JPO educational program for the youth and how did it come about?
Thank you, Simpio. I can't quite hear you well, but the Johannesburg Philharmonic Orchestra has a comprehensive education and community engagement program where we go to schools, where we've got training centers in Soweto and such. Obviously, we're affected by COVID and we've had to scale back, but we're still doing some programs. For example, we're doing a major program at the Soweto Theatre this Saturday.
Okay, and what are the key programs driven by the JPO and why?
The different programs, one is what I call arts awareness, where we visit schools. And the other one is skills transfer programs, where we coordinate with music centers. We've got, for example, a music center at St. Matthew's school in Soweto. And now we've been working for the past 2 weeks with kids at the Soweto Theatre in conjunction with the Soweto Theatre and the Johannesburg City Theatres.
So who attended the workshops at the Soweto Theatre and what was the selection criteria of the students performing with the orchestra?
It's about 17 young and promising students that were selected by Kosi who heads the Soweto Theatre, and then we provided musicians to train them.
So how many students did you select? And please give us the details of where they are performing, at what time. You got that, Mr. Tembe? Hi, Mr. Tembe, did you get that? Are you still with us? Are you able to hear me?
I'm with you, but I can't quite hear very well. So sorry about that, Simpio.
Okay, no worries, no worries. We'll try our best. So I asked how many students you selected.
At the Johannesburg Philharmonic Orchestra, we believe very much in the value of integrating music into the learning experiences of young people and the community, as there are so many benefits attached to that.
Okay, yeah, and I asked how many students did you select, and please give us the details of where those students are performing and at what times.
Yes, there were about 17 students were selected, not selected by us, but selected by the Soweto Theatre.
Okay.
And our job was to just assist them and train them. They are mostly in the string sections, violin, viola, cello, etc. And this afternoon, they will then be performing at the Soweto Theatre, the famous Soweto Theatre.
And I understand there's the Jhb video, and please take us through it and the scope covered in it.
Yes. Last November, we shot an education video, really highlighting music from different periods, back from the Baroque period up to the current period. And we also, part of this edu video is to take learners through different family instruments, the string instruments, the winds. Really, it's like a crash course, or just to open the window into how the orchestra functions. And we distribute this to schools throughout Gauteng.
Okay, and who's the target audience for it, and how can those people access it?
The target audience are really the learners, schools, but also really even adults. If people are sitting at an old age a retirement home, want to learn a little bit more about the orchestra, they can enjoy it and benefit from it. And because the music is also beautiful. So we ask that they go to our website, the JPO website, and they will get all the information there.
What are some of the projects that the Johannesburg Philharmonic Orchestra is currently working on? I mean, what are their upcoming projects that can be expected from the JPO?
Yeah, thank you, Simpiwe. Just last night, we recorded a virtual symphony concert with Ben Skuman as the soloist. And so we are going to stop a little bit because, as you know, the situation with COVID in Gauteng is going a bit crazy now. As soon as there is a lull, we'll resume again these recordings. The idea is that in November, September, we'll then make a virtual symphony season available to the public.
All right, Mr. Tembe, great chatting to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, Simpiwe.
All right, thank you. Well, that was the CEO and Artistic Director of the Johannesburg and KwaZulu-Natal Philharmonic Orchestras, Bongani Tembe, speaking to us about, the Johannesburg Philharmonic Orchestra's educational program for the youth.